Hey there, fellow LARPers, and welcome back to the Adventures Dispatch, where we cover all the LARP news that's worthy to watch. What's opening, what's changing, what's filling up, and what's worth your attention right now in the worlds of live-action roleplay and immersive experience. I'm Steven, your fearless protagonist, and the whole point of this channel is to be a kind of clearinghouse, not just here are some cool games. But what changed this week, why we're talking about it now, and where you should go if something grabs you. Always remember that links to the websites or events are listed below in the description. And if you have any observations or questions, please add a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. As a new channel, it really helps me out. All right, let's get into the news. We're starting in London with a concrete update. Bridge Command has been extended again, with missions now running until May 31st, 2026. If you've never heard of Bridge Command, picture a fully interactive starship bridge where you and your crew are not watching a story, you're driving it. Diplomacy, crisis management, tactical decisions, and it's designed for repeat visits, where returning players can get different missions and an ongoing arc. If you've been waiting for the right date or trying to coordinate a group, this extension gives you time. Tickets and details are on their official site, and they also point people to their official Discord for community coordination. Over in Orlando, Halcy-Con, the fan-created Star Cruiser Superfans event, delivered a packed weekend of panels, marketplace meetups, and interactive sessions in October 2025, and it's already gearing up for its next chapter. Fans can expect a continuation of the immersive-centric lineup when the event returns for the 2026 Epic Trilogy finale, October 15th through 17th, 2026, at the Doubletree by Hilton at the entrance to Universal Orlando. This isn't just a swap meet for sci-fi fandom. The schedule includes theme parties, community meetups, hands-on workshops, vendor halls, and interactive gaming sessions tailored to people who love immersive worlds. Whether pulled from movies, conventions, or hybrid live experiences, Halcy-Con 3, the trilogy finale, is explicitly being built as an immersive event, and the organizers say they're deep in R&D, budgeting, and even building scaled models for set pieces, and systems for mission story progression. Here's the important why now about this. Badge levels and pricing are being finalized and will be released within the next few weeks, and the official badges and room block go on sale in early 2026. They're also very clear, the organizers. Don't book your hotel yet. The official room block matters for the event's success, and they're planning perks tied to it. Date-wise, Halcy-Con 3 is set for October 15th through 17th, 2026 in Orlando. And yes, this is being framed as the epic finale of the trilogy. The producer of this is Starship Aurora, and make sure you check below for the website. Next up, Convention of Thorns, a World of Darkness vampire LARP in Poland. It's just opened its registration dates for 2027, and if you enjoy character-driven play, social maneuvering, ritual, and morally complex storytelling, especially in Gothic or mythic worlds, this is a game to look at. It's also a good example of how modern vampire LARPs emphasize consent tools, emotional safety, and collaborative storytelling over shock value. So yes, registration is currently open, and the event is scheduled for January 7th through 10th, 2027 at Klitschkow Castle in Poland. The official framing is decadent, political, and dangerous. You play insidious, power-hungry vampires at the end of the 15th century. It's social strategy, betrayal, alliances, and the slow burn dread of what you're becoming. So this isn't about jump scares or combat. If you've been vaguely meaning to do it someday, this is your cue. Links to sign up are on its Facebook page, and the first lottery draw is now. So see the web link in the description as soon as possible. Now to the US LARP calendar, Massachusetts to be exact. Pandaemonium by Liminal Reflection is set for February 6th through 7th, 2026 at Peabody's Black Box in Peabody, Massachusetts. They've explicitly pushed early bird urgency in their public posts, meaning if you were on the fence, you may be looking at a pricing deadline or tier shift, rather than a leisurely decision. This is described by the producer as a game of personal horror and identity, so if you like emotionally resonant, introspective play, this is one to examine closely. Follow via their official channels. Their registration links seem to be open, but it's only a month away, so I'd get cracking if I were you. Some community culture headline news out of Texas. Curiosity Brews, which is a Houston-based discussion series about creativity, community, and connection in adult life, with some events touching on immersive play and role-playing, while others explore mental health, creativity, or how we build meaningful social spaces, is hosting a talk titled Why Adults Need Pretend Worlds, The Power of Immersive Experiences, featuring Patrick Radecker, a civil engineer, immersive entertainment enthusiast, and an all-around great guy. This is ticketed and publicly posted on Eventbrite, and if you've ever struggled to explain LARP to a skeptical friend, a partner, or a coworker without sounding like you're pitching a cult, this is the kind of framing that helps. Adults don't play because they're childish, they play because imagination is a tool for meaning, connection, and emotional rehearsal. If you're a Houston local, great. And if you're not, still follow Curiosity Brews because events like this shape how immersive culture is discussed outside of our bubble. Festival-scale fantasy headline out of Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania near Pittsburgh. DrachenFest US returns June 22nd, 28th, 2026, and the organizers are actively pushing the save the date and ticket messaging through their official channels. For anyone new, DrachenFest is one of those big, camping, faction-based fantasy events, the sort of week where your character stops feeling like a costume and starts feeling like your default setting. If you've been waiting for dates to lock plans, they're locked. So see the website below and leave a comment if you've ever been to DrachenFest US before. This is one I'm personally interested in. Also interesting this week, College of Wizardry out of Ziobec Studios in Poland has reaffirmed its intent to return to a more traditional school year rhythm in future runs, emphasizing structured houses, academic arcs, and long-form character development. College of Wizardry, for those new to the name, is a blockbuster-style wizarding LARP held in Chocha Castle in Poland. Known for its high production values, deeply costume play, and immersive academic politics. The reason this is news now is that organizers have been clarifying expectations after several experimental formats and one-off events. For returning players, this signals a recommitment to the aspects that originally defined the game: ongoing rivalries, institutional memory, and the feeling that your character's academic and social history actually matters. If you've been waiting to see where College of Wizardry was heading before committing again, this is a meaningful directional update. And if you're planning to attend a 2026 event, it's best to keep an eye on the Witchard Society official site or social channels for announcements of the next College of Wizardry runs once they're officially scheduled. On the global campaign front, across the UK, events like Empire UK and others continue to firm up their 2026 calendars, signaling that Big World LARP is not slowing down. Empire will hold seasonal events through April, June, July, and September 2026, while Curious Pastimes and Menhirs Fate offer a mix of combat-oriented and festival spirit games in the UK. For players watching from afar, this matters because Empire functions almost like a living barometer for large-scale campaign LARP health in Europe. When Empire locks in dates and structure early, it's often a sign of confidence in attendance, logistics, and long-term story investment. This is big news for players looking ahead because solidifying dates early means group planning, faction negotiations, and character arcs can start now. If you've ever wondered what a truly massive, persistent fantasy world looks like in practice, Empire remains one of the clearest examples. Germany's mega event calendar, Conquest of Mythodea 2026. How is it pronounced? Mythodea or Mythodea? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, Conquest of Mythodea is listed as August 5th through 9th, 2026 in Brockelaw near Hanover. If you like your fantasy as thousands of players scale, armies, camps, factions, logistics, and the very particular joy of waking up in a tent and immediately being in character, Conquest is one of the biggest names in the world for that format. And while we're in Mythodea land, Chronicles of Mythodea Nocturnal Hunters is posted for April 30th through May 3rd, 2026 at a new location near Kirklinton. This is useful news because it gives players a spring on-ramp into the broader Mythodea ecosystem, and the Nocturnal Hunters subtitle suggests a spookier, mystery-forward tone rather than the pure summer war camp vibe. Now, generally, if you want to stop missing registrations and announcements, you need a few central discovery hubs in your toolkit. Not one magical website, but a small stack. Here are real examples people use. LARPcal.com, a LARP calendar-style listing that aggregates events. It's internationally friendly. LARP-A-Lot, a major French GN Grand Nature, or LARP, calendar with broad listings. LARP Season, a full UK-focused calendar view with wide listings. And for region-specific, often the most reliable sources are official organizer event pages, like Alliance's chapter listings, because those update when the boots hit the ground. Translation: the idea of a clearinghouse isn't just one site, it's a habit. And if you subscribe, watching these videos can become another one of your habits. Yeah. See what I did there? What's opening soon? Alliance LARP across the US has multiple chapter events already posted for early 2026, including Atlanta, January 16th through 18th, 2026, and Chicago, January 30th through February 1st, 2026. If you're curious about large, campaign-style fantasy in the US, the links below present a concrete way to start planning. LARP Adventures has a 2026 calendar posted, including a Winter Council and Masquerade Ball, January 23rd through 24th at The Lodges at Gettysburg. This is specific, dated, and easy to act on, so get going. But watch the rest of the video first. For immersive fans in New York and reality-based TV addicts, there's something new worth flagging. The Traitors immersive experience, now running in Brooklyn. Inspired by the social deduction mechanics made popular by the television series, this experience drops guests into a live, in-person environment built around suspicion, alliance building, and deception. You're not watching contestants betray each other, you are the contestant. Okay, feature time. And I want to start gently because I know this following feeling well. You find a LARP that looks incredible, the photos are gorgeous, the pitch makes your brain sparkle, you can almost see yourself there. And then your stomach does that little drop, because along with excitement, a bunch of fears show up. Some practical, some emotional, some deeply, deeply human. So let's do the one thing that we almost never do in LARP spaces. Let's name the fears, and then dismantle them with kindness and specifics. Fear 1. I'm not an actor. Well, you don't need to be. A lot of people assume that LARP means performance, like you're expected to deliver speeches, or cry on cue, or be charismatic in public. But most LARP play is simpler than that. It's response, it's listening, it's making choices. If you can do this in real life, walk into a party and figure out the vibe, talk to someone one-on-one, ask a question, react honestly when someone's upset, well, then you can LARP. Some people LARP loudly, some people LARP quietly. A good game has space for both. Fear 2. I don't want to fight. Well, then don't. There are entire categories of LARP where combat is irrelevant. Vampire LARPs, court games, intrigue games, mystery games, diplomatic games. Convention of Thorns, for example, is vampire politics, not foam sword Olympics. And Bridge Command is essentially narrative teamwork and problem solving. You're not winning by force, you're winning by coordination. Combat is one flavor, not the whole menu. Fear 3, I'll do it wrong. I'll miss all the rules. I'm going to ruin someone else's experience. Well, this is one of the most common fears, and honestly, one of the most tender. Here's the truth. Most LARP communities expect that new people are new. If a game is well run, it will have onboarding, briefings, staff points of contact, and ways to ask questions without feeling like you're interrupting the real players. And your job isn't to be perfect. Your job is to be present, respectful, and willing to learn. Fear 4. I'm just going to wind up embarrassing myself. This is a big one underneath many fears. It's silly. It's childish. I'm an adult. I'm not supposed to be doing this. What if someone I know sees me? Well, let me tell you something that might sound obvious but helps. Embarrassment is the feeling of being judged, and LARP at its best is a room full of people that have mutually agreed not to judge each other. That's the whole pact. Also, this is important. Adults need pretend worlds. And that's just not a cute slogan. Adults roleplay constantly. In job interviews, at weddings, in corporate events, in networking spaces, at fancy dinners where we pretend to know which wine is what. The difference is in LARP, the pretending is honest. It's play on purpose. And that's healthier than the pretending we do out of fear. So if embarrassment is your biggest barrier, here are 2 practical hacks. Start with a format that reduces performance pressure. A small parlor-style game, a structured immersive like Bridge Command or Phantom Peak, or a beginner-friendly campaign chapter. Also, choose a costume baseline that feels safe. You don't need a masterpiece. You need good enough to feel inside the world. Fear 5. What if it's emotionally intense? Well, this is where we talk about bleed and drop. Not as scary buzzwords, but as normal human responses. Sometimes you play a character who feels things you don't normally let yourself feel. Sometimes the weekend ends and you feel kind of weird, hollow, restless. Well, that's not a failure. That's your nervous system coming down off intensity and community. The solution isn't never play intense games. The solution is plan for afterward. Don't book a brutal Monday morning if you can help it. Eat real food after the game. Junk food or skipping a meal is probably not the best idea. Well, probably not ever, but that's another story. Decompress with a friend and give your brain a day to re-enter normal life. Fear 6. Is it safe? Modern LARP culture, especially in reputable circles, takes safety seriously. Physical boundaries, emotional consent tools, debrief options, staff support. If a game doesn't communicate safety tools at all beforehand, that's a red flag. Safety isn't the enemy of immersion, it's what lets immersion happen without harm. Fear 7. It's going to be too expensive. Well, let's face it, some LARPs are pricey. People save up all year and longer just to attend their favorite or bucket list LARP. But some are not expensive. The key is you don't have to start with the most expensive version of the hobby. There are local campaigns with manageable weekend costs, day events, parlor games, community-run formats. If you're trying to test the waters, so to speak, start small. Fear 8. What if I don't belong? This is one of the quietest fears, but one of the most important. If you've ever felt like you were too old, too weird, not athletic, not attractive, not extroverted, not nerdy enough, or as this Charlie Brown right here will tell you, maybe all of the above, you are not alone. And the best communities, truly the best ones, are built by people who've decided we're going to make a place where everyone can belong. So here's my practical advice. Before you buy a ticket, look at the game's public tone. Do they describe values? Do they talk about inclusion? Do they explain what play feels like? Do they have clear logistics? A good game doesn't just sell you a fantasy, it shows you how it takes care of its players. So if you're afraid, that's normal. But in most cases, the fear isn't danger. The fear is just the threshold of doing something new. And honestly, the threshold is where the good stories start. Well, that's our dispatch for this week. A fresh set of headlines, community news you can act on, and a practical guide to some of the biggest fears people bring to the world of play. If something today sparked your curiosity, check the links in the description below. They'll take you straight to dates, tickets, and updates. Until next week, farewell and onward into your story.